Let's get nuts indeed, guys. What is happening? It is Monday. Welcome to Film Junkee Live, Monday, March 30th. My God, these months are just blowing right by, aren't they? Probably gonna be like 3 months into the freaking new year. That's crazy. It's not even new year anymore. It's an old year. What am I talking about? Good to see you guys. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Let me turn down that music a little bit. Is my everything on? Everything rolling? I still haven't got my Stream Deck hooked back up to this thing, so whatever. Anyways, hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, do all the things. We got some DCU news that we got some things from Supergirl that we did not expect were going to be shown today, so that's pretty damn exciting. Trailer galore tomorrow. Trailers galore tomorrow, I should say. We got more than just the Supergirl trailer that's happening tomorrow, so should be good times, and I'm definitely going to react to at least 2 trailers tomorrow. So at least 2 trailers, so we'll see what happens when it comes to all that. Anyways, let's see who is out there. Good to see you guys. We got Monique right here. Let's see. Hello, you all. Marvelous Monday to ya. It's green bean hot dish. Gotta use leftovers. And spiral cola braised ham. Sounds awesome. Sounds awesome. And then, of course, you have Droga right here. Good to see ya. Let's see, I bought a Wolverine comic and a Spider-Man Noir comic on the weekend. Nice. Birdie Schwaits. And we got Mr. Raw Frequency. Good to see you, buddy. Fear Jason. What is happening? Then we got Ghoul right here. Did you hear we were almost returning to the moon starting on Wednesday with Artemis 2? Pretty cool. And then next step is Mars and then Jupiter. Yeah, I mean, I was hearing about the Artemis 2 kind of thing, and I was like, oh yeah, we are. We're finally going back to that moon that's really a spaceship. Just kidding. I've fallen down those rabbit holes. Have you ever fallen down the rabbit holes of the hollow moon and that it's a spaceship? Those are fun. It's just there was like that Roland Emmerich movie, right? With Halle Berry, and I forgot who else was in it. Who else was in that movie? Halle Berry and somebody else. It wasn't that great. It wasn't that great of a movie. It was stupid, but you know, the concept was kind of cool, you know? Concept was always kind of cool. Moonfall, thank you. Yeah, Moonfall. Who else was in there? Who's the dude in that? I'm trying to remember the dude. Patrick Wilson, that's who it was. Thank you, Droga. You're on top of that movie. Jace. Who else we got? We got Stephanie T. Good to see ya. What is going on? What's up, Dell in the city? Good to see you, brother. We're getting the official Supergirl trailer tomorrow. Man of Tomorrow isn't moving forward, apparently. Yeah. Oh, we'll be talking about that. Scooper Madness, and then, of course, people passing it around the Scooper Madness and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. Man of Tomorrow's not happening yet. We're seeing all this prep that's happening, and my God. What's going on, Matto? If they want the teaser trailer to be successful, they should only put Crypto and nobody else. I don't think anything about it, but at least some people seem to like the dog over everything else. Well, the dog is very much in it. There's also, you know, the Superman family. So, okay. Anyways, let's see. New episode, Born Again. I haven't watched Invincible, the new season. I got to catch up on that. 300 is a great movie. Yes, in fact, it very much is. Very much is. Anyways, all right. Good, but yeah, we got plenty to talk about. Let's see. Yeah, hit that like, thumbs up. Hey, you know, if you stay for a bit or you want to just leave a comment. It helps the algorithm. Hit that notification bell, do all the things. Of course, we have plenty to talk about because it is Monday, so I won't waste too much time yapping, but hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I had a pretty decent weekend. Moved my nephew yesterday to his new place, so that was cool. That's why I got this scratch right here. I'm like, seeing, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't even know when that happened, but yeah, moving some of the furniture and stuff. Something got me. It was like one of those things where you just look and you go, I don't know how that happened. Actually, guys, I was fighting crime last night, okay? I'm a crime fighter. Didn't want to like break it to you right here, but I can no longer hold it back. But yes, Casual Batman is back fighting crime again now, but yeah, so did that, and of course watched some baseball because baseball is back, baby. And yes, the Giants suck. Game 4, their 4th game is happening tonight, and and then of course we got We got they're in San Diego right now. So, anyways, so Verlander starts with for you tonight. Cool. Let's see. Live. What do I have here? Top. Okay. Sorry, just looking at some of the chat settings. Just watching the Blue Jays a bit earlier. Yeah, Blue Jays are looking pretty good, right? Already. So, but anyways, let's get to the tweets. All right. Let's get to the tweets. And all right, who wore it better, guys? Who wore it better? Okay, you let me know. You let me know who wore it better, because obviously we had the live action Moana trailer that showed up last week, which it's the thing of nightmares. It's the thing of nightmares. Dwayne Johnson in that wig is just not doing any favors to the movie. They should have just cast somebody else that looks more like the character as opposed to him, even though he voiced the character. I get it. They wanted to keep the same voices. Makes sense. But if you're not going to make him fully look like the character, and I don't know. I guess they tried their best with the bodysuit and everything like that. But, okay, so who wore it better? You guys tell me. Okay. So we got Dwayne Johnson right here. John Cena? In Barbie? Anyone? Jesus Christ. But then you could do one better. I'm like, I think we can all know who actually wore the best. And that is Dave Bautista in that the Showgirl movie with Pamela Anderson. Come on. That hair actually looks really good. They actually did good with his hair. This is actually believable. It actually fits. It actually 100% fits. I will say that. It fits. That one actually fits. So, again, Batista, he's just a better wrestler turned actor, right? Even with that. Of course, when it comes to his movie was a serious movie, which I haven't seen that movie yet. I heard it's good. Here it's good, but... Man, these guys, he's bald. Well, I mean, John Cena isn't bald. He's balding. He's holding on to that hair. If you've ever seen some angles of John Cena, he's definitely holding on to that hair. You see a little thinness in spots. He does look like Lou Diamond Phillips, doesn't he? What's going on, Indiana Jake? Good to see you, bud. And then speaking of this, oh man, and then of course the legend himself, Mr. Weird Al Yankovic, he posts this right here. We've been told all the casting agents that the Weird Al biopic sequel is currently on hold, but they just keep sending in headshots. Ba 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 ba. That's funny. So Weird Al chiming in. Weird Al. Still at it, man. Weird Al's great, isn't he? Weird Al chiming in on the wig. Chiming in on that wig. Who's excited for The Punisher One Last Kill? So I guess this is going to be it. We're not going to see Frank Castle anymore. Is he going to finally reach his demise? Or are we just going to see him show up in random other stuff? But of course we have the special presentation when it comes to The Punisher, and we got the first official poster right here, which is just a close-up look of Frank Castle looking like, okay, look a little rugged, looking a little like, okay, I'm going to have to sacrifice myself right here. The Punisher One Last Kill on May 12th. So set your reminders, folks. We got the special presentation coming. Is this his last kill before he joins the PG-13 movies? Maybe. Could be it. Could be the case. Alan Ritchson. Now, last Monday on Film Junkee Live, I talked about that video that was going around that showed Alan Ritchson punching his neighbor, or somebody, one of his neighbors, and it didn't look good. It wasn't a good look, but naturally, what did everybody say? And even what I said during that segment, I said, we need more context, because obviously this is somebody that just turned on their camera and started filming the altercation from their window outside, and things have already went down. Luckily, Alan Ritchson is smart. The dude is smart. He was wearing a body camera. That's right. So this jackass of a neighbor who was going on like TMZ, getting interviewed, showing like, his battle wounds. And it was basically like saying this story about, I'm just trying to look out the safety for the kids and all that. Yeah, turns out that Alan Ritchson, the reason why he was remaining quiet, because he had body cam footage. That's right. body cam footage, and it didn't show him driving recklessly on his motorcycle or anything like that. We're not going to show the footage. It's really long, but it is pretty cool because he won't be facing any criminal charges. They're dropping any of that. The judge saw the footage, said, yep, the other guy was in the wrong because he literally stepped out in front of him and went after him. And then to have the balls, this guy must have really, the neighbor, dude, he just was like thinking, oh, I can get some dollars out of this. This is a fairly popular actor, notable actor. And if I can just like maybe do something, I can get some money. And he tried. This motherfucker tried. But didn't work. Didn't work. And Alan Ritchson, he just left it be. He just left it be. And he was like, yep, there you go. And yeah, he just, he was not in the wrong. The guy instigated and pushed him and pushed his bike, did all the things right in front of his kids too, by the way. And like I was saying last week, I'm like, if this guy was any kind of threat, naturally, Alan Ritchson was not, with his kids there, with his sons there, naturally, he was going to fuck the guy up. It's like, you're not going to, like, if you're going to act like some kind of crazy guy, some kind of crazy person in front of my kids, and I feel like you're some kind of threat to my kids, I'm going to take you out. And that's exactly what happened. So, good on Alan Ritchson. Love seeing that. Anyways, what else we got? Yeah, we already kind of talked. We talked about the Harry Potter trailer when it came to the whole what's going on versus Seed. Quick wombo combo drive away. Yeah, pretty much. The guy had the goal. So now that it's just so funny because that guy now he's penniless and now he's hated on the internet. And now he's like, he went viral for challenging Alan Ritchson. So great. But yeah, anyways, the Harry Potter trailer, of course, debuted. We talked about it on the Vodka stream. Like I said, I'm not a big Harry Potter guy. I never was a Harry Potter guy. The trailer looks good. It's fine. I don't think I'm going to watch it, but maybe I'll give it a shot. I don't know. And I asked Harry Potter fans if they plan on seeing it. Most people are like, yeah, I'm going to check it out. So, of course, that whole thing. But, of course, there's the big discourse. Woke. It's too woke. And then speaking of Alan Ritchson, Reacher Season 4 has wrapped filming. And, of course, Alan Ritchson said, the best season yet. I'm like, yeah, dude, we saw the behind-the-scenes footage. All right. And then, yes, guys, it's that time again. Ernie Altbacker, Area 51 Studios. I got issue 2 right here. Area 51 Studios is going to be, of course, launching for issue 3. Hopefully you guys have been supporting original work. I've been trying to support more original comic book creators, which has been great. Having them on the Vodka stream and everything like that. Good stuff. Like I said, here's issue 2 right here. If you like Area 51, if you like aliens, you like a unique spin, a comedic spin with like some twists, I'm telling you, support it. So issue 3 is gonna be coming out. So check it out. We'll get Ernie back on the Vodka stream soon. I know he was at WonderCon this weekend, but we'll get him back on soon. So, yeah. And then of course, man, I didn't realize. Because you don't when you idolize somebody, you look at somebody and you're like, fuck, that's the guy. And, we all have our heroes or our idols or whatever the hell, people that we look up to. I obviously I just kind of blocked it out of my mind, but I knew it was coming up, and then I saw this right here, and you guys know I'm a diehard Foo Fighters fan, but yeah, they posted this, of course, on the 25th. 4 years ago on the 25th. Can't believe it's been that long. Missing you every day. And, of course, there's Taylor Hawkins. Taylor Hawkins, may he rest in freaking peace, man. I can't believe it's been 4 years. Just crazy. Crazy to think. Feels like it was like last year or 2 years ago. So, yeah. And you guys, and it's funny. I always say this every year. That you can actually watch my live reaction to the news of Taylor Hawkins passing because it was announced 10 minutes into the Vodka stream that very day, man. It was just like, ugh. So, yeah, that sucked. And then it turned into just like a Taylor Hawkins tribute stream that only went on for like an hour because it wrecked me, man. Because I just, it's my favorite drummer, my favorite band and everything. So, Hard stuff. That was hard. That was difficult. Very difficult. Very difficult time. Okay, so did you guys see this trailer right here? This looks interesting. This looks interesting, and I'm kind of wondering about this. This is a trailer, a new trailer from Bad Robot and Warner Brothers. Okay? It's called End of Oak Street. Did you guys see this little teaser trailer right here? With Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway. Check this out if you haven't seen it. It's a very good teaser. Doesn't give you much, but it kind of makes you go, what the hell? It's from JJ.
What's happening to us? I think our house. Our neighborhood. Our whole street. Has moved.
How the hell is that even possible?
What? Yep. From the director of It Follows. It's all you need. That's it. That's it. You don't need anything else. Leave it at that. That's all you need. You got your hook. You got the hook. You hooked. You hooked. I'm hooked. I'm going to see that. I don't need to see anything else. Okay, so hopefully they've learned, and I think Warner Brothers has, when it came to weapons last year. They did a very good job with weapons last year by when they released, after they released the initial teaser, hooking, giving you the hook. They just, the rest of the trailers didn't give away too much more. It just kind of showed more of the characters and more of like, but they didn't give away too much when it came to weapons. They need to do the same thing with this one right here. And then part of me is going, wait, this is a Bad Robot. Could it be JJ? We've been hearing that Cloverfield stuff ain't ending. What if this ends up being in the Cloverfield universe? Probably not. Probably not. I'm just saying, you see that Bad Robot, you see JJ, and you see this weird shit right here, and you kind of go, huh. Could possibly be something, I don't know. Who knows? I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of things. Don't listen to me. Please, don't listen to me. So, and then of course, yes, we lost James Tolkien this past weekend, which we, I talked about on the Vox stream. Of course, Mr. Strickland, 94 years old. He lived a very full life, so good on him, Seth, no, I almost said Seth MacFarlane. Todd McFarlane. Let's see here. Todd McFarlane, of course, the McFarlane figures are releasing 2 new Superman figurines. First off, we have the Brandon Routh Superman Returns. It's coming out on April 9th, or you could pre-order on April 9th. So, of course, they positioned him such like the poster. And then, look at that. Good old 10-year anniversary when it comes to Henry Cavill, the Heat Vision. That's right, from Batman vs. Superman. I remember Scott talking about that he wanted to, he immediately sent this one, and it was like, oh, yeah. So, we got 2 ones right here. Two new McFarlane Superman figurines that are coming out. Oh, Ryan Gosling. Okay, so what is, I don't get it. I mean, maybe some people, I know there's people that don't understand why people like Ryan Gosling. I like Ryan Gosling. At first, when he was coming up, I was like, okay, it's decent, it's whatever. I think one of the first movies that I was really going, oh, this guy right here was Drive. I think Drive was a pretty excellent movie. Of course, he was very quiet in that movie. And it's like, you know, it's mainly because of that opening scene of Drive. Opening scene of Drive is one of the best opening sequences, especially for a heist type of movie, you know, because obviously he's like a driver. It's one of the best opening sequence. The music, the tone, the way it's shot, the cinematography, it's just all so intense, all so freaking great. Also great. But Ryan Gosling just has this dry sense of humor that I don't know why it just works. It just freaking works. And he did this YouTuber from the UK, and he, you know, for Project Hail Mary, he sat down and did all the like the new age lingo that I don't even know much about. Did you guys see this? This is hilarious right here. Broski.
Spell the T.
He's so dry.
You got it.
No cap.
No cap?
No cap.
This hit's different.
This is your save the planet era, bro.
I just don't know if I can slay this mission.
If you don't, Earth is cooked.
I'm just low-key panicking inside.
I'm high-key panicking for you.
If I do this and I don't slay, it's a historic L.
But if you do, massive W.
You think I got the word to pull this off?
Bro, you're him.
Math ain't mathin'. Caught me lacking. Why me?
Well, the selectors are pretty based, and they said you passed the vibe check.
It's giving.
You got this, kid. Remember, don't be mid.
Bet. I'm gonna eat and leave no crumbs.
Full main character energy.
Full main character energy.
Let him cook.
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 Good Lord. The slang, the internet slang. This slang that they have, and I'm just like, I mean, some of it I'll say, but I usually say it jokingly. But like I say, Ryan Gosling just has this dry sense of humor that for some reason just works. That's why I mean, look at Project Hail Mary. It just works. Also, there's actually outtakes. There's an outtake video too, which is absolutely hilarious because, yeah, that took a little bit because they were both laughing with their takes. So, good times. Anyways, moving along, and then. Yeah, I think that, you know, going back to Alan Ritchson, I think that people, you know, the fact that Alan Ritchson is now went from, because, you know, he started off being a comedic type of actor, but then, of course, you know, he started being in some action movies, and then now, lately, obviously, with Reacher and then some other movies. He was in that War Machine movie that's on Netflix. You know, he plays like a soldier type, plays like the big brooding type when it comes to... I think people, they forget just how funny Alan Ritchson is. I don't know if you saw this video. It made me laugh because it's just like, it's ridiculous. It's just him trying to drink egg whites in a carton. It's fucking hilarious.
All right, here we go. My man Trevor.
This is some people's Batman choice.
Drinks this crap right out of the carton, and he told me, "Oh, you know what's better for you than the protein powders? This crap, no, not for." Why don't we got space lasers coming out? Ooh, I look like Cyclops. Here we go. All right, I'm going for it. Whoops, dropped that right on the ground. Oh crap! I just squirted all over me. Ew! Ugh! Is it that?
Ugh! No,
okay.
no! Don't do it. Ugh!
Right down the old gullet.
No. Ugh.
ADHD people are very sensitive to taste, color, texture, sound. I don't know if color is I made that up.
Oh, God. No.
Oh, it's not as bad as I thought. Oh, God, I didn't prep anything to wash it down with. It's got like the aftertaste is like, it just says you just drank egg raw.
Oof.
What is in this? What am I doing to my body right now?
He's funny. I forgot what that role is, where he played that football player who's like an absolute douchebag. I haven't really watched it, but I've seen clips, but it was like a while ago. I mean, the dude is funny. Yeah, he'd be a great Venom. He would have been a great Venom, for sure. So Eddie Brock, he would have been a great Eddie Brock. But yeah, I think some people just forget just how funny that guy is. He's a really funny dude, you know? And I'm like, yeah, Blue Mountain State, that's what it's called. Yeah, and I still got to check that out. I've only seen clips, and they're fucking hilarious. I mean, the dude is funny. But, you know, he's just a big, brooding dude, so he gets cast as, like, soldiers. And, you know, he takes on, like, that kind of role. I mean, of course, he could be funny within those roles, for sure. But I think some people forget just how funny the dude actually is. And speaking of Project Hail Mary, District Movies released this official poster for the movie. Come on, you had to do that. How adorable is that? Him with, oh, come on, with Rocky? Come on. Come on. Has anybody ever tried to drink egg whites out of the carton? Fuck no. Ugh. I'm not even like an egg whites person. I eat the full egg, man. I'm all about eggs. I eat the full egg. There's a lot of nutrients in that yolk. So I'm eating the yolk. And then, of course, congratulations to, of course, a frequent Vodka Stream panelist who has, of course, his own channel himself. He talked about it on Friday. William, of course, Sci-Fi William. He talked about we were talking about Scott Snyder. Now he's like one of the nicest guys in the world. And there's good old William right there. My interview with Scott Snyder will be hitting the channel on Sunday. So hopefully you guys check that out to talk about that. So they took a picture together. And of course he went there, took his books to get signed. He also, look at this, somebody dressed up as Absolute Scarecrow. Pretty good stuff right there, obviously. Love it. Love seeing that kind of stuff. Hail Mary was so good. Yeah, I know. If I want to go back, Alan Ritchson was on American Idol as well? What? He got all those acting gigs for Blue Mountain State. And I know he was in Smallville, but geez. But yeah, so yeah, Williams got his interview. So go check out his interview with Scott Snyder right there. So go check it out. All right, so this poster was going around right here, and it's funny because it wasn't too long ago. I don't even remember who released these posters, but it wasn't that long ago where there was people, I guess, you know, obviously, that were just deciding. I think it was like towards the end of last year, or maybe it was the beginning of this year. I think it was the end of last year. I can't remember quite. But promo art for like Batman vs. Superman and Man of Steel. They were getting thrown out there. Promo art. Stuff we hadn't seen before. Stuff that looked really cool that wasn't used. And then most of the stuff didn't look all that great. And then, of course, there was just some like shots that, oh yeah, they just used this shot, put it in like this and whatever. But there was a Man of Steel poster. Not the one where the train's like sticking out of the fucking building, which was absolutely ridiculous looking, and he's standing on the train. It was absolutely ridiculous. There was a poster because obviously somebody was talking about these posters right here. Like you got the Daredevil poster, you got the Flash poster, Spider-Man poster, just kind of like showing the logo within like buildings or, you know, whatnot. So there was a Man of Steel unused poster that kind of just showed the Superman emblem within the ground, obviously showing that, oh yeah, there's going to be a fight between Superman and General Zod, and it's going to wipe out part of the city. It's going to be destruction. So this person right here, of course, who has hashtag Restore the Snyderverse in their who has it in their profile picture and stuff. I don't know. I didn't see this one on the initial thing, but yeah, this one wasn't it, man. So it's got that. And he's standing on a fucking antenna, a cell phone antenna, just kind of looking over. And to me, I'm like, yeah, this doesn't exactly, and I could see why they didn't use at least him there, because it looks like evil Superman took over and just destroyed Metropolis. And I saw a lot of people push back on this. I see you responding right there, Droga. But it was just like, no, dude, don't even. Why? And he even said it's a shame they didn't use this one. It's awesome. No. It does not show Superman as the way he should be. I mean, I could understand if he wasn't there, it looks like, okay, cool. But this right here, no. Yeah, it was just kind of funny. I was like, oh man, it's just no. Where's the Jonah Hill gif of no? That should not have been released. Like I said, with it by itself, without him standing there, looks pretty cool. I'll give it that. But when he's standing there, it's like Homelander. Okay, it's like Brightburn Superman. That's like Brightburn Superman right there. And you know, you diehard Snyder fans, you know who helped produce and write Brightburn, right? You guys know who that guy is? You know, the guy, you know, the name that drives you crazy? Yeah. Don't do that. Don't use that one. What else we got? All right. Of course, we'll talk about Zack and everything. We don't need to talk about. We keep going with that. Okay, so not only are we going to get the Supergirl trailer tomorrow, we're also going to be getting the He-Man trailer, the official He-Man Masters of the Universe trailer. And they posted this on the official everywhere right here. So they posted this, of course, with the 2 stars. Of course, the marketing.
Hey guys, you're going to want to prepare for tomorrow.
That's right, because the new Master of the Universe trailer is dropping.
Don't miss it.
Da-da-da-da-do.
It's all yours.
Ha 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 ha. She's freaking gorgeous, by the way. Sorry. She is. She's hot. He is too. No. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Who knows when these trailers are gonna be coming out tomorrow, but I do plan on reacting to this trailer as well as the Supergirl trailer. So hopefully they're close together so I could just like take my break from work and just, you know, do the trailer reactions. Hopefully that's what I'm hoping for. So yeah, I hope for the best, because I liked the little teaser, but I wasn't like over the moon about it. I was like, you know, but then as I like the fighting stuff. When we see Skeletor and He-Man fighting, I'm like, okay, that's cool stuff right there. But then not only are we getting those 2 trailers, we're also getting the first official trailer for The Backrooms. That's right. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this movie. A24 doing The Backrooms, because I fell into The Backrooms wormhole like a couple of years ago, and it just showed up on my feed. And I would see these videos about The Backrooms that were, some of them were shit. A lot of them can be shit, but then some of them are really cool, and I still get those videos on my feed. But yeah, so we're going to be getting the first official trailer for that tomorrow. And we got a couple of, we just got a couple of posters that are very minimal, but very creepy. Cool posters. Backrooms. That's it. Simple, mysterious, to the point. That's how you hook. You gotta hook people. So I don't think I'm gonna, maybe I'll do like a little short or something like that when it comes to The Backrooms, and maybe I'll just do like a little type of video. So we have somebody named Jams Fun. We have Jams Fun. Jams Fun is in the he's in the chat right now. Anyways, Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield's great. Andrew Garfield's great. He's absolutely fantastic. And I love his response right here because, you know, Andrew Garfield, you almost feel bad. You felt bad when No Way Home was being promoted, when the first trailer came out. Even before that, you know, Andrew Garfield would go on, you know, he'd go on Zoom. You know, obviously this was during the COVID time, so he did a lot of interviews over Zoom. And when it came to all that, naturally people were going to be asking him, are you in Spider-Man No Way Home? Are you in Spider-Man No Way Home? Are you in Spider-Man No Way Home? And of course, he had to say no. And he said, like, no, I'm Crying Wolf, or whatever the hell he was actually saying. But when he was with This Is Heart, I guess some kind of interview, because he's got a new movie that's coming out that I forgot who else was in it. But this is what he had to say when it came to people always asking him about, is he going to return for Spider-Man? Andrew Garfield says that getting asked if he will return as Spider-Man is probably a question that will follow him for the rest of his life. But also, people can ask whatever they want. My life is very blessed. That's the way You answer that right there, okay? Because yes, I can understand it could be very frustrating, and I'm sure at times it does feel frustrating. I remember there was one time before No Way Home came out, he was promoting that movie, the movie that he, I think, got nominated for awards for that year, the one where he played the piano guy, which he did a very good job. I watched that movie. His performance was absolutely excellent in that movie, and I remember somebody asked him, and he just kind of shook it off. He kind of shook the person off, and you could tell he was like a little like, really gonna ask this right now. But at the same time, he's very humble because yes, his life is blessed, and the fact that people want him to come back as Spider-Man is great. And he's kind of like going, hey, it's gonna be with me for the rest of my life because I played that character. It's an iconic character, and you know what? They can ask whatever they want. Whatever they want, and if they keep asking that, sweet. And I'm sure Toby gets that too. So, yeah, Toby had it easy because he wasn't promoting anything. Toby was like not promoting anything, so he didn't have to worry about that. Did not have to worry about that at all. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. I think we got, a little short round of tweets. Nobody asked Toby his questions because they seem to be yeah, we've seen those videos where he's like threatened, where he gets a little pissed at the paparazzi for sure. All right, let's get to the main topic, of course, when it comes to tonight's Film Junkie Live. All right. We got our DCU news, which, man, there was not much at first. And then all of a sudden it was like, hey, guess what's coming out tomorrow? Of course, by the time, because I always like to do like a DCU news recap video just to kind of condense that because, people would actually rather watch that than me talk for an hour and a half. So, yeah, so by the time that comes out, the trailer reaction will be out and everything like that. But anyways, that's besides the point. Yes, that was the main thing, but we'll go through some of the other stuff that was actually talked about prior to the Supergirl stuff, and then of course we'll dive into it, and then I might rant off a little bit about some things when it comes to test screenings. But first off, we got Jimmy Guns showing off a plaque from the Superman set that has to do with Stagg Industries. There it is. Look at that. Under the visionary leadership of Simon Stagg, the original Delaware-based shipping business has emerged as significant international contributor toward human advancement. The man, what is it? Its many achievements. It's hard to read that. Its many achievements includes award-winning breakthroughs in the fields of artificial intelligence, AI, energy, and virtual reality. Stagg Industries' relentless pursuit of industrial and high-tech progress expresses the original vision of the company. Be bold and brave. It said it said the thing, brave and the bold. You see what they, yeah. Who understood that? We understood that. Be brave, be bold. There you go. And then, at the launching, there was a display right there when it comes to that. Hey, what's going on? Eric, 63 months and counting. Appreciate you. Yeah, when it came to the HBO Max UK launch, for all for all the scoops out there and for all the information that we hear that James Gunn and everything he's out and the DCU is just going to be ended. They keep on using sets and whatnot to promote stuff. But yeah, this was from Nexus Point News, where they have the Fortress of Solitude. You could actually place some of the crystals in there, and then there's like an interactive background and whatnot. So that was pretty cool. And then of course you hear zor-el right there. So that was pretty sweet. Oops. Oi. Went the wrong way. There we go. Back. Okay, and then this was pretty cool right here for you Batman the Animated Series fans. Saw this, and of course, naturally, I had to send it to Scott, my DC Fanimated co-host, but Batman the Animated Series Villains by Pablo Oliveira, right, is now on sale, available in Fine Art Gickley, Junkee, whatever, rainbow foil, silver foil, and 3D lenticular variants. I can't read shit right now, but these are pretty freaking sweet right there. Copyright. But yeah, look at these. I would gladly put this behind me. Who wants to buy me one? Anyone? Anyone? So that's cool. That's cool. And I think that was, you know, of course there's some other things. Okay, well, yeah. And then, of course, we have Supergirl's headed to CCXP Mexico, which takes place on April 24th to 26th. So maybe we could expect some more footage when it comes to that, possibly. So cool stuff. Let's see. I think, yeah, somebody made this mock-up right here of a crossover between Absolute Batman and Wolverine. That's pretty sweet. And then, so we got this video right here. So there's been some rumors when it comes to this right here, when it comes to Ava de Damici. If I'm saying her name right, she's a model, Brazilian. She is absolutely gorgeous. She's tall. So she was being interviewed, and then she was asked about basically, obviously it's in Spanish, so we're not going to actually play it. I wanted to play that for you for a little bit. There she is. Yeah, there she is right there. So she's been rumored that she might be playing Maximus. Or Maxima, sorry, not Maximus, Maxima. And yeah, she said, I would love to work with James Gunn. That's the only thing. I'm a big fan, and some point I'd love to play a superhero. At some point I'd love to play a superhero. It's one of my dreams. So she responded to that because there was a lot of that. She looks the part, but we'll see what happens. They are following each other on Instagram. You know how everybody does that. So she is fine. Then we got Andy Muschietti right here, Cinema Blend, being asked about the fan castings for Batman, because yes, the Muschiettis, as far as we know, guys, they are still very much going to be doing the Batman Brave and the Bold movie. So here's them being asked about the fan castings that are all over the internet.
I'm not going to ask you about Batman, but I'm just giving you
context
for what I'm about to ask.
She said thank you because they're probably not, sorry.
Right. Do you guys as filmmakers, does that even enter your consciousness? Do you pay attention to any of that, or you're just like, that's not my business?
I mean, curious, yeah. It was always like, yeah.
Curious.
So you're like keeping an eye on it, but you're not.
I love our people, I love our audiences, but in the end, you know, I think that the one thing we get to do is to pick a cast, so.
Alright, that's my time. Thank you guys so much. I'm such big fans. I loved your Flash movie. I just want to say that.
Oh, I love it.
So did
I love it so much.
We love it.
Oh, that's what's her name, Cinema Blend. I remember she came on with Sean O'Connell one time. She was great to talk to, but there was so much to talk about that we didn't get to talk to her enough. Anyways, there you go. So there you go. They've paid attention, but I like how Barbara was like, hey, you know, yeah, we see that, but we choose the cast. You know, I know as much as people love to say that the DCU is being cast through Twitter, yeah, it's still up to the, and again, there's no logic in that. It's like, yeah, sometimes it's going to happen where you see certain castings and then all of a sudden it does end up happening. But, you know, there's been a lot of castings too where you don't see, the fan cast does not make it. I mean, look at the Brainiac. The Brainiac was the biggest one. Like, nobody picked, of course, Lars at all. Funko Pops, Supergirl Funko Pop will be coming next week, obviously, or this week, I should say. And then, man, you know, for a movie that's going to be canceled, apparently, according to a lot of, you know, sources out there and a lot of, you know, good people that are spreading not misinformation at all, we got Miss Isabel Merced right here, taking to her Instagram and showing off some of those hawk girl wings. Too sexy, too sexy. I love my trainer. Look at that, she's showing off them shoulders, showing off the little back muscles. Look respectfully, guys. Look respectfully. So, yeah, she posted that, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Cool, I like it. I don't mind. Okay. Oh, yeah, we got this right here. WonderCon and everybody's favorite Tom King Mr. Miracle series, there was this panel right here with Brandon Davis. Obviously talking about things, and then of course he naturally had to ask about the Mr. Miracle series, and apparently Tom King even said, yeah, people are going to flip out on who they chose to voice Mr. Miracle. So that's pretty interesting. Who's going to be Mr. Miracle? Who would people lose their minds about when it comes to that voice cast? Timothy Chalamet as Darkseid? Yeah, maybe he could do it. Who knows? Damn, both her back muscles and Amber Glenn's back muscles. Oh, some people, there's people out there that don't like muscles on women. I'm a fan. I don't like, when you see the big, huge, sometimes I'll see like the big, huge fitness models, and when they're taking shit, when it gets a little too big, it's ugh. But I like, some good feminine musculature, some tone. I think it's sexy as all hell. Early concept for Jor-El and Lara's hologram. That's right. And it's kind of funny because one of the drawings, or at least for Lara, looks like a certain well-renowned actress, I should say. But yeah, there you go. So this is concept art. This is from Victor Martinez. And I mean, come on, that looks like Cate Blanchett. A lot of people were pointing out, I'm like, that looks like Cate Blanchett. Now, when it comes to Jor-El, it doesn't really look like anyone. Kind of looks Paul Rudd-esque a little bit. But yeah, that's just concept, and they're actually literally holding Cal right there, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, that's it's early concept of maybe doing it like that. But I think I can understand why Jimmy Guns did not go with that, because it probably felt a little too much like Superman, like the Donner Superman. Probably felt it just a little too much like the Donner Superman. The Donner Superman had, basically it was just, that's where he was listening to Jor-El, was through those crystals. And that was probably a little too much. That's why it's just, all right, just have a big hologram or something. Eric Bana, yeah, that actually looks more like Eric Bana. Or Benedict Cumberbatch. And then we get to the Supergirl tease of the trailer. And it's so funny too, because just right before that, we had like DC Verso, the Spanish DC Twitter account, put out there that yes, in fact, Superman will actually be showing up in the trailer. And it was kind of like, okay, cool, fine. Maybe that's going to be the case. I wouldn't be surprised if they show Superman in the trailer. And then not even, an hour later or something like that, we get this little tease right here. Jimmy Guns just posts this right here. So obviously you guys probably checked it out. And the first shot, holy crap, what are we doing? That looks good. This is what we were thinking about. This is what a lot of us were kind of going like, oh, hopefully the first official trailer will show some of those beautiful cosmic space shots, kind of like the shots that we see in the Woman of Tomorrow book. But yeah, some of these shots look good. Look at that. That shot also looks good.
It's me, Clark. I'm just worried because, we miss you. I was just touching base to see when you think you might be.
There he is.
Back.
Nope. It looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. Looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. Looks like... Yes, we know. Okay. Yes, I know. Just go ahead and say it. Space, headphones, a player. Yes, Guardians of the Galaxy. Go ahead, get it out of your system. Fine. You don't have to remind us. We get it, guys. We absolutely 100% get it. Why do you have to feel the need to remind people about that? Okay, we got it. Can we just watch the trailer and judge it by what it is? No, we can't. Tomorrow's going to be a disaster online. It's going to look, it's going to be absolutely cool. But at least this shot looks pretty cool. I like this shot. It's not too overly, crazy. You got this planet with the rings around it with the sun that is illuminating red in the background. I think this shot is absolutely gorgeous. Cool. Love that. And then naturally, of course, when it came to, and we'll open up this in a little bit, but it's just kind of funny because, there was this whole thing about test screenings that were happening. Now, when the first round of test screenings that I saw that were like being rumored around and everything like that, it was a couple of months ago. I think it was at the end of last year, maybe. I don't know. But there were already like, I think it was the end of last year. It was like in December. And I talked about it because there really wasn't anything else to talk about. And it was mainly positive that was coming from it. We've seen a lot of people showing positivity. They were saying positivity, and then more test screening rumors came out where people were giving it high scores or whatever the hell. And I didn't even cover like the second wave because I was like, who cares? I don't really care for test screenings or whatnot. But then we got new rumored test screenings. And then all of a sudden it's like, now it's the opposite. Now it's mixed reviews and negative. Uh-oh. So naturally, guess who jumps on those ones? Oh yeah, you know who's jumping on those ones. The people who hate James Gunn derangement syndrome. They hate the DCU, want to see it crash and burn. Of course, like the geeks and gamers, those type of guys, they're jumping all over it too. They're, because now the test screening rumors are now fitting in their narrative. Before, and this is what I find funny, guys. Before, when the test screenings were positive and everything was, it was all lies. Yeah, bullshit. Of course. What are you talking about? No, that's all bullshit. I don't know, fucking puck news and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, it probably wasn't true. But yet, when something like that, when the rumors now are that it's negative, all of a sudden you're passing around like, yep, here comes another shit sandwich. Here comes another flop. And all of a sudden now. And then I've even seen it from people who are not really like that, but they're starting to unravel. You know how this whole thing where you see somebody who's trying to be level-headed, somebody who also has a YouTube channel, is trying to be level-headed, and all of a sudden the things start unraveling, and they're like, oh man, they're putting Superman in the trailer. They're desperate. Oh my God, they're desperate. Oh, they're showing shots of space like that because Project Mary just came out, so now they have to show a space shot because they're desperate. I'm like going, fuck, it's just never a dull moment. Never a dull moment when it comes to the DC fandom, right? People just want to use, it's bullshit if it doesn't fit your narrative. It's all about fitting narratives. We got to fit narratives, guys. Got to fit narratives and everything. And I'm just like, good God, man. Ugh, it's just so freaking frustrating. But what can you do? Can't do anything. It's a DC fandom, for God's sakes. I'm like, oh yes, guys, because Project Hail Mary was so big. They were like, hey guys, we gotta get all the VFX guys in here. You guys are gonna be working like 21 hours a day. We gotta get some really cool Project Hail Mary shots because that's what's trending right now. So we gotta have these cool space shots. And I'm like, I don't expect Supergirl to have better looking cinematography than Project Hail Mary. No, I do not. But fuck off with this shit. Come on. You guys are just being petty as all hell right now. Stop it. Well, that's asking it too much, of course. So let's go through this article right here. We got an article right here from Entertainment Weekly with some images also. So let's check this out. Supergirl reveals David Krumholtz as Zor-El. Director Craig Gillespie talks life on Krypton exclusive. We do really thoroughly investigate Argo and Krypton. It's so fundamental to who she is as a person. So Craig Gillespie also talking about that. David Krumholtz officially arrives as Zor-El, doing all that. I was thrilled. He was a big comic book fan, which was awesome, says Craig Gillespie. There are 5 languages in this film. Whoa, 5 languages. 5 languages. And Kryptonian is one of them. So that's going to be cool. And apparently we're supposed to hear Superman and Kara talk in Kryptonian language, all original languages, so they had to learn a language. There's some major scenes, like minutes and minutes of dialogue, that they've got to work with. You really need actors of that caliber. Wow, doesn't sound like they're half-assed in this movie. That's for sure. And then, of course, we get a cute little image. We got a cute little image right here of Kara and Krypto right here, so that's sweet. Love that. It's a cool little image of them on spaceship. The mini story, it says, the main story of Supergirl is part John Wick and part True Grit with superheroes. A young alien girl, Ruthie Mari Null, tracks down Superman's tormented party girl cousin to bring the brute that killed her family to justice, Krem of the Yellow Hills. Carl has a personal motivation to complete the task during an early They actually give it away right here. So if you haven't read the Woman of Tomorrow book, this is straight out of the Woman of Tomorrow book right here. During an early encounter with Krem, the adversary poisons her beloved superdog Crypto, who will die in 3 days' time without the antidote he keeps among his personal effects. The lovable but unattainable Crypto is Kara's last remnant of her life back on Krypton before the destruction of her home world, an event that continues to haunt the comic book Strong Woman. And of course, there is another look at Krem, which, yes, I know it doesn't look like the comic book Krem, at least from Woman of Tomorrow. I mean, it's unique. I'll give it that. It is unique. We do really thoroughly investigate Argo. Of course, it's so fundamental to who she is as a person and what she goes through in her formative years there. It makes you understand why she is where she is with her personality and the self-destructive nature that she has as we meet her at the beginning of the film. The earlier DC mythology envisioned Krypton blowing up in a single day, but Kara herself mentions in the trailers the gods are not that kind. To bring the planet and the culture of its people to life, the filmmaker looked back at the 1978 era of Superman movies for guidance on how the Kryptonians carried themselves. He also dug deep into the background of Kara and her family, trying to build on what her status was on Krypton. This is from Gillespie. Her father being a scientist and in academia, and the connections that they had there, which made it interesting in terms of how opulent the world was. And then, of course, look at that. We got the main man right here, who, of course, is not going to be showing up in just one scene and booking it. He's actually pretty pivotal. Apparently, he's going to be showing up. But yeah, there's Momoa right there. Jason Momoa, new shot of him as Lobo, which is pretty sweet. Multiple planets. So this is interesting right here because I was wondering, because if you read Woman of Tomorrow, again, they go to a lot of planets with a lot of civilizations and interact with them. I was thinking if this movie is going to be like 2 hours, I don't know if they're going to be able to fit a lot of places. It's probably going to be fit two, maybe 3 spots. But check this out right here. Multiple other planets will feature in Supergirl as Kara and Eve set out on the adventure. Gillespie estimates that there are about 9 distinct worlds, each with its own language. There is quite a lot of traveling involved. Gillespie references The Fifth Element as one of his favorite movies that created an entire world of colorful characters. Lobo, the intergalactic heavy metal bounty hunter played by Aquaman veteran Jason Momoa, will be one such figure thrown into the mix here. However, the lingering memories of Krypton will remain. The filmmaker doesn't yet want to reveal exactly how those memories will represent themselves within the context of Supergirl, but he teases, I think people will be satisfied. 9 distinct planets. Now, there could be a montage, and that's probably what's going to happen. It's probably going to be like a montage. Going to a montage. Probably a montage. Maybe they'll have a couple of scenes with certain ones. Like I think I could pick out the ones that they're pulling from the Woman of Tomorrow story. I could see which ones they would actually want to show a sequence to, but maybe some other ones they'll probably do some kind of montage. That's my guess. Is one of them Uranus? Possibly. Kara, you can visit Uranus. All right. You sicko there, Bonch. You sicko. Shut your sicko. Just kidding. That was funny. Anyways. Yeah, a lot of things. So yeah, a lot of things were saying like that. And there's also a rumor that this new trailer for Supergirl is going to be showing in front of the Mario Galaxy movie that's coming out this week. Yes, good idea. Put that in front of it because the Mario Galaxy movie has potential of being $1 billion blockbuster like the last one. So, and the rumors, or not the rumors, but the reactions are already coming out for Mario Galaxy that it's better than the first, which makes sense. And that's pretty much it when it comes to DCU news. Nothing really else. Nothing else that I see right here, so there we go. All right. Let's move over to Disney and AI and their struggles with AI. Because apparently Disney invested into the wrong AI, but oh, don't worry, they're still going to get their AI going. Yeah, because no matter what, and especially somebody like Disney, they're going to be very open and talk about AI and what they're using when it comes to the utilization of the hopefully just a tool and not replacing people. And of course, like I said, it just keeps on getting better and better. And we're already hearing, the Val Kilmer thing, which I talked about. If you haven't checked out that video or that segment, go ahead and check it out on my channel. I posted it a couple of days ago where I was thinking that maybe this is going to open up Pandora's box. You bring one actor back from the dead. What's going to prevent them from bringing other actors back from the dead if they get the blessing from the family and the estate? That's what's going to be interesting when we move forward. But just a little list right here from the Wall Street Journal, and I don't need to share the screen or anything like that. But if you guys remember Sora, when Sora 2.0 came out, a lot of people were like using that and showing some pretty crazy things. Was the Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise clip, was that Sora? Maybe. Or was that Skydance or Sea Dance or whatever? I don't know. There's so many different ones now, but OpenAI Sora died. It died. OpenAI, their Sora video generator died. It was losing $1 million per day. You got to realize there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy that has to work with all this, which is so kind of weird because one of the things I think about when it comes to energy, because there is the crypto space. And if you guys don't know a lot about crypto also takes a lot of energy as well. And I'm like going, what's going on here with like AI and crypto? And it's like two things that are like, they're just like, it's just, it takes a lot of energy to store and generate and whatnot. And I'm like going, are they working hand in hand? Is this part of the simulation? The matrix that we're in? Possibly, who knows? But yeah, it was losing $1 million per day and it had fewer than 500,000 users. I think at first it went up and then people got sick of it. Disney execs were informed of the shutdown less than an hour before it was announced. So OpenAI was just like, oh yeah, by the way, we're shutting it down and we're going to announce it in an hour. That's funny. Disney now in talks with over a dozen companies to implement AI. So yeah, it ain't going anywhere. Yeah, Sora and OpenAI fucked up, but at the same time, Disney is in talks with over a dozen more companies that are going to be implementing some kind of AI into their stuff. The Sora team is shifting focus to longer-term bets like robotics. Yeah, let's put that AI and all that stuff in robotics and let's just have a fucking apocalypse. Why not? Famous last words, I guess, right? It's all just crazy. It's all just crazy. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's there's so much power and all this kind of stuff that it's hard to even understand. How do they do that? How does it all work? I mean, I've dipped my toe in some crypto stuff, but I don't even fully understand how a lot of it works. I understand little things, but when it comes to all the power stuff, and then I'm like, well, maybe if it's generating power, that could be like an unlimited power source that they're trying to create, or it's just going to destroy us. And that's the thing. It always feels like it's going to be, it's either we're headed to the apocalypse or we're headed to an absolute utopia. It always seems like it's just going to be one or the other. Apocalypse or utopia. Which one is it going to be? But the thing is, like what Mr. Smith said in The Matrix, that humans can't accept a perfect world. So you have to be in the middle. You can't accept just everything being perfect because, yeah, the simulation would just start cracking down and entire crops would be lost. So there you go. There's your update in the AI space and Disney and all that stuff. Scary. A little scary. It's a little scary. Look up the data centers and how they're killing. Oh, yeah. Data centers are being put up all over the place. Yeah. It's like if you could look, if they could figure out a way to, not fuck up things and just kind of, I don't know. It's all crazy. But we got the box office report, and naturally, Project Hail Mary was the winner of the box office this weekend, but all eyes are going to be on that weekend-to-weekend drop. What was the drop going to be, considering that this was such a good word-of-mouth movie? I was very curious about it, and yep, ended up being a low one. Shocker. 32.8% drop from last weekend. And it even got more screens, too. It got an increase of 70 screens. domestic. Obviously, it made $54 million domestic. It's sitting pretty at $317 million. Now, I read that the budget was $191 million. So you round up to 2, you times it by 2.5. It still has some work to do. It needs to get to about a half a bill, which I think it's going to. I don't see it stopping with the good word of mouth that it's getting, which I love, because it is in fact an original movie, even though it's adapted from a book. The book came out in 2021, and the manuscript got sent to Ryan Gosling, and they already had the plan of making it into a movie before it even hit the bookshelf. So it was kind of like an interesting journey with all that, which is really cool. Really cool. And then of course Hopper's still holding on, 297.5, second place. It's like this movie is like being steady, but it's not breaking any, numbers or anything. And then the new movie over the weekend, which I wanted to see but ended up not going to the movies on Thursday, They Will Kill You, which I don't imagine that the budget was too crazy, but 4.9 and then $4 million international, so it's sitting at essentially $9 million. But yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. I saw a lot of people reacted to it. Reminders of Him, 67.7, small little romantic young adult movie, which, and then of course I talked about this one last week, this essentially a Bollywood type of movie, so 147.4. Droga, you saw They Will Kill You. It's like Kill Bill meets The Shining. Yeah, I know, I really wanted to see it, but Thursday I slept horribly on Wednesday, so I was tired most of the day. I was trying to just keep myself up with, caffeine, and then I was trying to get my AI Val Kilmer video edited, and I was going to post it before I went to the movies, and then I just lost track of time, and then I had a 5:20 showing, which when I got done editing that video, it was like 4:57, so I had no time to shower and drive to the movie theater, and then the next showing was 7:40, and I went, all right, I'm just staying home, I'm relaxing, I'm going to bed early, which I did. It's always nice when you're exhausted, you just go to bed, and you wake up, you get like a good 7.5 hours of sleep. I was feeling good on Friday, that's for damn sure. But yeah, sucks that I didn't see it. Maybe, and I thought about seeing it sometime this weekend, but I just caught up on things, and of course helped my nephew move on Sunday, so I didn't see it. Anyways, all right. Ugh, itchy nose. Ugh, itchy nose. Just taking a line, that's all. Just kidding. All right. I know, it kind of looked like I was right now. I just got a little bit of an itchy nose right there. Let's bring on the Zack Snyder Snyderverse BS. Yeah, guys. Oh, man, you gotta love it. It just never fails. And I woke up on Saturday seeing this post, and I went, of course. And it had to do with not just one group, but also another. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course, they're just going to use that no matter what. Doesn't matter. And yeah, I immediate facepalm. I was feeling sassy, so naturally I posted about it, and naturally I got people riled up. Well, and it's so funny because mainly people are just looking at things and just mainly just kind of going, yeah, it's BS. And we'll get to that in a little bit, but let's, of course, dive into Zack Snyder's Instagram, of course, which is right here. Obviously, he's been celebrating stuff. We've already talked about certain things. BVS, he talked about, and then, of course, Sucker Punch, 15 years tomorrow. And then, of course, 10 years ago, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. This was the moment it all came to my head. Not just the fight, but a collision of ideals of fear and power of man and God. So, yeah, coming together and just watching that screen. I always love this shot of Zack. It's a really cool shot. I mean, it's a little too perfect. And I'm like, really? Was this really when you came up with stuff? Or it's just a really cool shot? I don't know. Who knows? And then, of course, posting that awesome trailer that I rewatched on the Vodka stream, and then, of course, posting the trailer for Sucker Punch, which we still need the director's cut of Sucker Punch. And then you got right here, large format Polaroid, black and white, in New York City. The alley compresses into shadow while the lone figure holds the frame suspended between light and texture. Every imperfection is the image. I think it's just a random image. I don't think that's from anything, but it looks cool. Then we got this one right here. He finally started posting about the last photograph again. That's right. This is Frafi bearing witness to our new film, The Last Photograph. And of course, that's just awesome looking shot right there. And then Zack's on vacation. Now we are free. Just arrived at I don't even know how to say that, Tataro, for some much needed rest. So Zack was getting some rest, and then he decides, or he has his assistant or somebody, which I'm starting to believe that Zack is, in fact, does have somebody handling this thing. Yeah, and that's what some people have to realize out there. But yeah, he posted this image of Cavill's Clark in the bar after getting beer poured on him. Oops, you fucked up. And of course, censored fucked, which is funny. And naturally, people went off and said, oh yeah, you know who he's talking about. He's talking about Jimmy Guns. Yeah, and Warner Brothers. That's right. That's what he's talking about, because I want Zack to sink to the level of crazy toxic fan as I am. That's what I want. I actually saw people, saying that. And not just the people with small followings and hashtags in their bios. No, like those guys that with the hashtag with the YouTube channels. You know what I'm talking about, those grifters. Posting that shit too. Shout out to my guy, Cash Snyder 304, for always bringing the vision to life. Couldn't have captured this tropical moment without you. Love you, son. Of course, that is his son. That, of course, is also an inspiring filmmaker who shot this for him when they're going on their little vacation, which is pretty sweet. Jeez, just absolute paradise that those guys went to. Look at that. Look at all that. Just good stuff. Oh, and then there's a Batman. God, look at this shot. What are we doing here? Oh, it's a statue. That's right. It's not actually Ben in the costume. It's not a shot that Zack actually posted. This is actually saw this on DT Collectibles and had to share. This is straight up badass. Batman at his most intense. The detail, the mood, the presence, unreal. This is why he's the Dark Knight. Again, sometimes when I'm looking at these captions, I'm wondering. But that is an absolute gorgeous shot. Absolute gorgeous freaking shot right here. I mean, it just looks cool. I know it's a collectible. It's not really Ben or anything, but I just was like, oh man. Absolute gorgeous shot. So love that. And then right here, sweet, another last photograph shot. This time a bunch of different shots right here, including a little naughty shot right here. So yeah, there's definitely going to be, there's going to be some sex scenes in this damn movie. That's for damn sure. But a couple shots right here. So this is interesting with this caption. Some of the opening frames from the last photograph shot on the RE265 IMAX ready. IMAX ready. A quiet beginning before the scale takes over. Every detail, every shadow built for the biggest screen possible. He doesn't have a distribution yet. We haven't heard anything, but he's already going, hopefully he can get this, he wants to get this on IMAX. So that's interesting. Does he already have, maybe he has distribution, he just hasn't announced it yet. Hopefully. And then of course, they're going to be celebrating the 5 years coming up. I think that's coming up. I forgot exactly the date that it came out, but yeah, there's going to be soon. There's going to be they're going to be talking about the Army of the Dead. One of the most amazing actors I've had the pleasure of working with on Army of the Dead. Talent, presence, and pure brilliance on screen. So yeah, that's going to be coming up too. That anniversary as well. But yeah, I was very curious about this one. That's for damn sure. Very freaking curious. So we got that, but yes. And then of course I tweeted out too, like when it came to him posting the last photograph again, I'm like, when we got this stupid fake news, bullshit news from Cosmic Book News being posted, and I'm seeing like the Snyder accounts posting it, and the fucking grifters with the YouTube channels that are posting and making videos and just like supporting it. And I'm going, hey, can you guys actually support the new movie? And for the most part they did, but the sad fact of the matter is the Cosmic Book post, which we're going to be talking about in a little bit right here, was being posted around more than that. And it just kind of shows you where everybody's heads are when it comes to all this shit. And it's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. You guys know I get frustrated with that shit. And that's just the way, I know that's just the way it is. And I shouldn't get frustrated, but sometimes it is. When you wake up on a Saturday, you know, I'm slightly, not even like that much hungover, but a little out of it, little hungover. Got my breakfast burrito, and I open up Twitter, and that's one of the first things you see, and I'm like, no, what are we doing here? No, oh, come on, what are we doing here? And naturally, it's like, oh, you couldn't, and then, of course, there's like 2 different accounts, because obviously I didn't see the Cosmic Book one, because Cosmic Book News blocked me a long time ago, of course, which I've talked about. Matt McGroin couldn't handle me calling him out, because he was, you know, back then he was posting a bunch of bullshit about the Snyder Cut. That wasn't true, of course. But yeah, this is what I saw when I opened up Twitter. Rumor claims Zack Snyder has been contacted to take over DC from James Gunn. But is this true? Quote from Cosmic Book News, James Gunn expected out before Man of Tomorrow. Okay, that quote makes absolutely a lot of sense. He's out, you know, we got Isabel Merced showing her progress when working out. We got Supergirl trailer coming out with Superman. We already know he's in heavy prep for all this stuff. Yeah, they're just gonna, sorry, James. Sorry we let you do all that pre-production and you had all that money and you wasted all that money. Yeah, you're out. You're out, buddy. Sorry, before them, we're gonna let you film the movie, edit the movie, and then before it comes out, guess what? We're gonna shit can you. But then leave it to geeks and gamers to do that because they hate James Gunn and they need something to be like, yeah, he's woke, he's too woke. Even though, like, when you look at Supergirl, it's like, guys, he literally brought the blonde hair, blue-eyed girl back with the skirt, and you're saying you're still trying to get him as woke and whatever the hell. I mean, Jesus Christ, what are we doing here? I mean, he literally brought the thing back that you were crying about when it came to the Flash movie. And you're still going to try, yeah, but then you get it. It's all about narratives. All about narratives and everything. But yeah, and of course, yeah, I see people doing that, and of course I get the responses from Snyder fans that are like getting upset with me for saying that I'm bringing a bad image onto myself for saying that kind of stuff, like saying the stuff for like, hey, can you promote the last photographs as opposed to BS articles? Can we do that instead? It's like, yeah, I was feeling a little frustrated. I was feeling a little catty this weekend, so I did all that. But it's funny because I remember there was a certain individual who was saying that I was making myself look bad and everything. He was doing exactly what I was calling out. Like because I always click on these guys' profiles. I scroll and look. There's nothing about the last photograph, and naturally, the article from Cosmic Book about this he retweeted. It's like, yeah, there you go, right there. Like, you just proved my point. You come into my mentions saying I'm looking bad when you literally just proved my point. And again, you get the grifters out there. You know who I'm talking about, too. That just like to push this shit. They keep saying, and I mean, like, I don't know how many times I have to say it, guys. How many freaking times do I have to say it? Zack Snyder does not want to run DC Studios. Am I the only one that listens to him? When he's on podcasts. When he was on Josh Horowitz. When he talked about how he just wanted to tell his story, his Superman story, and that was it. He wanted to tell his Superman story that had the other heroes in it, but he wasn't trying to be a Kevin Feige. He just wanted to tell a story and incorporate the other characters. He had an end game. He had an end game. He knew where he was going to end, and then he was going to skedaddle. He doesn't want to run DC Studios. He wants to tell original stories that he's had probably written for a long time. He wants to do all that. Yeah, I'm not saying that he's not going to come back in the DC space because he loves DC. And I always will say, guys, I always remind you that I think that there could be potentially a legacy sequel sometime, which could be 2 movies for all we know. Could be 3. Maybe they'll just tell the stories, a different story, ending story when it comes to that. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but at the same time, when you see stuff like that, but this is going to happen for the next 2 to 3 years, guys. You got to realize this, okay? How much did we see when Zack was posting every day about Snyder Cut stuff, showing Snyder Cut images, you had people, and then you had people who have YouTube channels that were saying there's some kind of countdown, something's happening. You had Cosmic Book also leaning into it as well. They've been leaning into it. Come the day of the Snyder Cut anniversary, he just posts the trailer, and that's it. Nothing fucking happens. Who said that? Who said nothing was going to happen? Yeah. Maybe I kind of know something. I don't know. Could be. Maybe. I don't know. But listen to those guys. Why not? They know exactly what they're talking about. So nothing happened. So they waited a week, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now let's get back to it. This is going to be happening for the next 2 to 3 years. You know? This is going to be happening. So, you know, I guess I'm just going to do my thing and just call it out and act all animated and whatever and just say the shit and everything. So, but yeah, what could you do? But there you are. That's what was happening over the weekend. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, God, he doesn't want to run DC Studios. He runs his own production company. He runs his own production company. So like, why would he want to run it? It's just so freaking crazy, man. But keep the vision alive, I guess, right? There's nothing wrong with celebrating. Nothing wrong with celebrating his DC characters. I love celebrating his DC characters. It's great. It's great, but, you know, whatever. All right, let's get to some Twitter questions. What are you guys saying on Twitter right here? So hopefully you guys put some of those in. I'm making too much sense. Yeah, I encountered one of them on Twitter, and they told me they don't care about his other movies. Yeah, I've gotten that too. They only want him to do DC only. I said, so you're a bandwagon fan. Yeah, that's kind of like a bandwagon fan. That is kind of like that, huh? But, yeah, it's just like, I just don't get it. It's like, at least they admit it. At least those guys will admit it. You know, some people don't admit it. They don't admit it that they just want his DC stuff. Because there's a lot more that only want his DC stuff. You can totally tell they don't give two shits about it. It's like, I'm all about his other stuff too. Like, I think The Last Photograph could have potential to be something pretty magical and something very unique and different. And it is going to be very unique and different. But it's just like, yeah, very much could be something goddamn magical for sure. So anyways. All right. Let's go over some Twitter questions. Eric, hey Dave, what do you see the Ellisons are most likely to do with HBO Max and Paramount Plus? Paradise? They said they were combining them. I think there was info that said they would combine them. David Ellison did say they want to preserve HBO proper, and at the same time, folks would probably prefer one less streaming service to subscribe to, so merge the HBO Max. Yeah, and they're just going to merge them together. That's what they already said that they were going to do. Who knows what they're going to call it? They should keep the HBO name, for sure. Devin Wooter, hey Dave, it's very disappointing that nobody showed up for WB new movie, and these are the same people I was worried about Paramount and Netflix. Which movie was that? Recently? You're talking about the Bride movie? No, the Bride movie wasn't good. WB people are hypocrites. I swear. I watched Zack Snyder Justice League amazingly. What's your favorite scene? The Flash sequence at the end. Probably. Darkness Under the Wind, question 1. Since we see Superman in the trailer for Supergirl tomorrow, do you think we'll also get another scene with him, but in person with Supergirl that sets up Man of Tomorrow? Probably. And she's probably going to have a role in that as well. I totally think that's going to happen. Question 2, there is a theory going around that Spider-Man may have gotten the symbiote off screen in Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is why we see his eyes turn black, and maybe could be the reason why he gets the organic webbing as the symbiote unlocked that ability. Thoughts? Yeah, that was one of we kind of talked about it. You know, people were thinking he's turning into like the man spider or whatever the hell. 2, there could be that, which I hope not. I don't want to see a big giant spider. Dylan G sacrificed the Lego Easter Bunny for Rocky. There you go. There you go. So you get Rocky as Legos. So that's cool. Love that. And then Daredevil tomorrow. That's pretty funny. That's funny. I like that. That's pretty funny right there. So refresh the page. There you go. We got some Axel drawings right here. Here are some recent drawings. So you got Spider-Man and Venom. That's pretty cool looking. I like the shadowing. And him on top right here. That's pretty sweet. Talking the Human Torch. On the Statue of Liberty, that's looking like. And then black. Jeez. Holy Lord. You didn't hold back on the butt cheeks. That's for damn sure. Wow. Yeah, he's like, I love you. I love you. Not holding back on the cheeks. I appreciate that. Why not? Don't hold back on the cheeks. Never hold back on the cheeks. All right. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else that happened while we were having fun right now, right? Appreciate the questions and everything, guys. Doesn't seem like anything crazy was going on, so nothing new. But yeah. So when it comes to Tuesday, tomorrow, I will be reacting to the Supergirl trailer. I'll have a reaction video, and I will be reacting to the He-Man Masters of the Universe trailer as well. Hopefully they get released around the same time, and I can just get it all done in one motion. But you know, who knows? Who knows when they drop? There's no specific time. Hopefully it's going to be something around that, something around the same time. We'll see what happens. But yeah, look forward to those two videos tomorrow. And maybe like a short little clip of the backrooms. I don't know, maybe. I'm very much looking forward to that. Looking forward to that trailer as well, too. But all right, guys, that's pretty much it. Cue the music. Hit that like, thumbs up. Just leave a comment. Helps, of course, always helps. And let's see, where is that? I can't find it, of course. Because I still have my thing set up properly. What are we doing here? There it is. Subscribe. There it is. Trying to find that little graphic. Hit that like, thumbs up. You know, like I said, leave a comment. Say, hey, I like the stream, or hey, you suck, you talk too much. I don't know. Say something. It helps. But yeah, look forward to those videos tomorrow. Have a good rest of your Monday. Have a good Tuesday. Have fun with Trailer Madness tomorrow. Should be fun. And then I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Of course, for the members only, Film Junkee Live and all that stuff. All right, guys. Love ya. Talk to you later.